Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about what's happening in this market and how to go out there and thrive as a real estate agent. I know you've been hearing a lot in the market. Oh, the market's shifting, buyers are disappearing, sellers can't sell their homes, prices are going crazy, interest rates are going crazy. If you just listen to the media, it sounds like the world would be absolutely, crashing and burning and that nothing's actually happening out there. But in this video, I want to talk about how in the last 2 weeks, I put 4 deals under contract, one of which was well over $1 million. And we also closed out 3 transactions and received about 7 or 8 really good leads that are going to be purchasing here in the next, I'd say probably 2 to 5 months. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to thrive in this real estate market. We're going to jump over to my office where we're going to dive into it.
So look guys, as I mentioned earlier, in the last couple of weeks, we've been able to put 4 deals under contract. We've got 3 that just closed out, and we're seeing more cash buyers come into this market ready to purchase. The thing you have to look at is how many deals are actually happening in your market. I know that for me, one thing I constantly look at to help me keep that abundance mindset is I look back at how many transactions were happening back when I was at my busiest. Back in March of this year, I had my busiest month. I had 14 deals that ended up closing. Looking at how many transactions there were that month, I don't know the exact number, but it was somewhere above 5,000 transactions. Now, at this time of year, things have slowed down. Sales are down about 30 to 40% here in our market. So as of last month, if I look at that and say, okay, there were still 3,000 home sales that happened last month, why didn't I get a portion of that, right? If I have a slow month where I only get maybe 1 or 2 deals, or maybe 0, right? Maybe that's you don't have any deals going. You can look at how many properties are selling in your market and just keep in mind, okay, that means that there's 3,000 buyers who bought a home and there's 3,000 sellers who sold a home. If you can get at least 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 of those transactions, you're going to be in a spot where you're earning a lot of money and you're really thriving in this market. So make sure to keep that in mind. And with that said, let's go ahead and jump into 4 different tips that I want to share with you on how to absolutely thrive and dominate here in this market. So number 1, realize that there are always going to be cycles when it comes to real estate. There's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be markets where the market trades sideways. Nobody really knows if prices are going up or prices are going down. But that's the thing that you're going to constantly see when it comes to real estate. Now, regardless of where the market is at, you need to be educating your clients, right? If you're in a market where the prices are going up like crazy, like they were over the last 1 to 2 years, you need to be educating your clients about how that works, how multiple offers works, what they need to know about interest rates, etc. If the market is coming down, you need to be educating them about what's happening with prices. How much have they come down? Where are interest rates at? Can you do a 2-1 interest rate buy down? Can you maybe get the seller to cover closing costs? Or maybe there's a scenario where a client is worried about a home dropping another 5 to 10% and they say, hey, Cody, I'm going to wait and hold off and purchase that home once those prices do fall. You could go in and educate them and say, well, hey, what if we could actually negotiate that off of the price right now, right? You've got this house, you love it, it's $1 million. What if we could go in and negotiate that 5 to 10% off that price right now? Would you pull the trigger? A lot of times they're probably going to say no, actually, and that's because they're scared. They don't have enough education to make a decision there in that moment. So you need to talk to them and say, hey, we can negotiate that amount off of the price right now if you decide to make a purchase. So let's talk about that scenario, right? I found that in my business, at least talking to people really gets you in the spot where you can open up that conversation. If you can get to the point where you're at least having the conversation, you're going to be able to find more success and you're going to be able to convert more of those leads into actual deals. Now, the second thing I want to talk about how to thrive in this market is you need to always be planting seeds. When it comes to real estate, you need to be planting seeds, especially on this down market. When you're in a position where you're not selling as much real estate as you used to, you need to be able to go out there and plant seeds for your future business. I like to think about it this way because the work that I put in right now, making these YouTube videos, whether it's for you or it's for people in my local market, I like to be able to go out there and say, hey, I'm planting these seeds. I'm making this video right now when I have the additional time. And then this video is going to produce results 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road. And that's when I'm going to see the business from it. So when you build up that consistency, whether you're using, YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever it might be, keep planting those seeds, keep having those conversations, keep getting your name out there, keep prospecting, keep doing everything that you need to do. And you're going to continue planting seeds. And that's when you're really going to be able to harvest those seeds in 6, 9, 12 months down the road after you've done all the hard work today. And just one other thing I'd actually mention on this note is that you always need to be focused again on education, right? When COVID was booming, I was talking a lot about relocation. I picked up on that relocation trend and helped a ton of people move here to the area. Now things have shifted, right? Now everybody's worried about prices. They're worried about interest rates. They're worried about, hey, should I buy? Should I sell? And that's the type of content that I'm making here in my market today. So there's a lot of different ways to approach this, but again, make sure to continue planting seeds each and every day. Now, the third thing that I want to mention here, I think is something that actually comes away from real estate. And this is something you can take with you no matter where you're at. Whether you're looking at selling real estate, you're with your family, you're doing hobbies, passions, whatever it may be, is focus on your mindset and continue to show up every single day. When it comes to selling a lot of real estate, it comes back to that mindset. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I like to focus on an abundance mindset and say, hey, I might not have any deals right now, but there was 3,000 real estate transactions that happened last month. Why didn't I get 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 of those, right? Why didn't I have a part in those transactions? Well, that's probably because I wasn't working hard enough. I didn't have my positioning right. I wasn't building the brand I needed to. I wasn't in a good mindset. I wasn't showing up, approaching it that way. And that caused me to fall off, and lose a little bit of business. So that's something I think you really have to focus on, is focus on your mindset. Make sure you're in a good space. Make sure you continue to show up, because showing up every single day is half the battle. If you just show up, put your name in front of these people, if they have a chance or an opportunity where they say, hey, I need to buy, I need to sell, you're hopefully going to be the first person that they think of. And the fourth thing that I want to mention here on our list today is to just bring everything full circle, right? If you combine these 3 things that we just talked about here, you're going to continue to thrive in your real estate market. So a couple things I want to touch on is make sure you're showing up at the right mindset every single day. Make sure you're going into it with a good mindset, thinking, hey, today is another day where I can meet a potential client and put a potential deal together. I also want you to be thinking about always planting seeds and always realizing that there's going to be up cycles, down cycles. There's always going to be changes in the real estate market. But regardless of that, people are always going to need to buy and sell real estate. There's always going to be a good market. Over the past couple of years, the market has been really, really good for sellers, right? But now that's shifting more in the buyer's favor. So a lot of buyers are still worried, hey, are prices coming down? Are interest rates going up? What's happening? I can't afford this. They're just kind of seeing all these media headlines and just losing their crap, when really, if you go through that education process and educate them and say, hey, now is actually the market where you want to be a buyer because things are moving in your favor, that's going to help them in the long term. So make sure you're going out there, educating your clients, make sure you're showing up every single day and going through that process of planting seeds continually, and bring everything full circle, and you'll continue to thrive in this real estate market. So with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more about what we do over here at Real Broker, the programs that we have for how to build your real estate business with YouTube, I'd love to chat with you about that. We take a very hands-off, open, transparent approach to it. It's something that I love talking about, and I'd love for you to be a part of it if you're interested. You can find my information in the description box below. Just make sure to reach out to me and let's have a chat. Let's say, let's just talk about what's possible for you and see if it's a good fit, and we'll take it from there. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.